Let's look at codes under probability, right? In this question, they say that a company generates a four-character code using 26 letters of the alphabet and the 10 digits from 0 to 9. They're saying that the code has to be in the form of a letter, a digit, a letter, then a digit. So the first one says that determine how many different codes can be formed if letters and digits may be repeated. So this one, I always love saying that when it comes to questions on codes, you always ask yourself this question: how many choices do I have? Right? So here they're saying that all the letters can repeat. So obviously I have a total of 26 letters, so meaning that how many choices do I have for the first letter? I can choose from 26. Then for the digit here, how many choices do I have? I would have 10. Then later, since I can repeat them, I'm going to have 26 again. Then I'm going to have 10. Then we know that we're going to have 26 times 10 times 26 times 10. Then we're going to get the value right there. Okay. Now, I want us to look at the second one per se. That is the one that caught my eye. It says that determine how many different codes can be formed if what? If the letters D, F, I, Q, U, V may not be used. The code may not start with a W or a Z. Letters or digits may not be repeated. The code must end with the odd digit. So I'm just going to erase this one. Then I want us to focus on this one now. Now, there's two ways to go with this one. Let me explain how. So you're going to have case number one, then case number two. With case number one, what happens is that remember that we are not supposed to use D, F, I, Q, U, V. So meaning that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 letters are not going to be used. So in total, we're going to have how many letters? We're going to have 20 letters, right, to use. So now it means that since they said that at the beginning, we cannot use a W or a Z, so it means that from the 20 letters of choices that we have, we can only use 18 because two of them we cannot use, right? Then they say that for this other letter now, since letters may not be repeated, we have 20 letters that we can use, but at the first one, we had only 18 choices because of this W or a Z that we cannot use for the beginning. So now, if we bring back the W and the Z after selecting one letter here, we would basically be left with 19 because from the 20, we take out one that was used for the first space here, right? Then they come to us and say that the code ends with an odd digit. And somebody might be asking, right, that if here I say that, okay, I have 10 choices to choose from, what will I say here for my odd numbers? Will I say 5? But if I say 5, you are wrong. Why? Because you cannot choose 5, because choosing 5, it means that now the choices here are, how can I put this? It means that you had a chance of having an odd number here, so you cannot have 5 choices. So now this is where I say those two um, cases come in. The first one we're going to look at when now we are looking at only odd digits. How many odd? So at the end is that it has to have odd numbers. And how many odd numbers do we have from 0 to 9? We have 5, which is 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, right? So now obviously if we have 5 here, it means that here we can basically have how many to choose from? We can have 4. Or we can have vice versa. We can have 5 here and have 4 there. It depends on how you want it. Then here would look at when we have it as an even, right? If it's even now, you're going to have what? The same digits, they're not going to change with the digits, right? But now when you're dealing with an even, we have 5 even numbers, and at the end we have odd numbers, 5 and 5. So in other words, now what you're going to say 18 times 4 times 19 times 5 plus 18 times 5 times 19 times 5, right? And that right there should give you 15,390 arrangements in total. Okay, but somebody could have came and just said that if I have 4 choices, I can just come and say 18 and 19 for the letters. But now for the digits, since at the end I have 5 choices of odd numbers to choose from, it means that here, how many choices would I have? I would have 9 out of the 10 because one of them is going to be my last option per se. And that right there is how somebody would also do it. Because if you also say 18 times 9 times 19 times 5, you would still get 15,319.